Hey, it's Lily back again with another video. So sorry, it's gonna be a little bit noisy and loud, but I'm actually outside of the waterfront near where I live, and I just need to take a walk because things have been extremely stressful. Hopefully you don't fall down actually, so let me see if I can find some grip or purpose you. And so I've been meaning to record this video, and I was gonna actually do like a video of my day, how I deal with stress, but I think this is a really popular topic. A lot of people need really a lot of help with. I think if you're constantly on the go and a lot of things are always happening in your life, it could be very stressful. And even if you don't have anything going on, you could still have stress. And I was that type of person too before. I don't know why. It doesn't make sense to me now, but when I was during that time, it all made sense to be stressed. And especially right now, it's actually springtime and it's raining, it's sunny, it's bipolar, and it's really frustrating for me, to be honest, because I want some consistency. Obviously, when you live in a space that's very gloomy, like, it could really take over your space. And if you haven't seen my last video, I talked a little bit how your environment does really determine a lot how you perceive life and how you are for your day. And so lately I came back from an extremely sunny place, now back to a very cloudy, rainy place. So it could be really sad. To be honest, something how I stop my stress is, I might not be always applicable or easy for you, but there might be tips for you that could be applicable to you, might want to try. And my number one thing is to find solitude. I recharge really well when I am by myself, when I'm focused on myself, doing things for myself, kind of like this, taking a walk or being outside in nature, or just being outside in the real life world is really important to me, because I just get to, I don't know, like, be with myself in solitude. Like, I'm the kind of person who gets overwhelmed when I have too many people contacting me at the same time and too many people talking to me at the same time. Like, I really like to spend quality time with the right people and not always be in a lot of spaces with a lot of people I don't really want to be in. Sometimes I actually reserve my time, saving my energy, preparing myself to socialize. I might be seen as a extroverted person, but actually I worked extremely hard to save all my energy to be an extroverted person, so then I can go back to my space and, you know, enjoy the solitude with myself. So I try to find any time to find solitude and peace before I actually extremely need it. Number two kind of falls into finding solitude for yourself and quietness is self-care. Honestly, a lot of people always say take a bubble bath or go out for self-care all the time, anytime. And sometimes I think that's great if you have the luxury, their money to do it all the time, anytime. But I think you can also find self-care in the little things you do, from like maybe actually getting yourself ready, or from going out a little bit outside and taking a walk, or getting a quick snack for yourself. These are all self-care items. One way that I do self-care is that I exercise every day, and that actually getting yourself to move around and to walk and to talk and do stuff is really important when it comes to relieving your stress levels. Like, honestly, like, just moving and doing a little bit of cardio or just taking a walk, like, really does bring my mind open up. Number three is, I always think about, this is not forever. I always understand that my feelings are always temporary. Like, sometimes I feel really down for like no particular reason, and sometimes I feel really down because there's no sun. Like, right now it's starting to sprinkle. I might have to run back inside my car and go home. Like, it's really hard trying to do back and forth, right? And I'm trying to make this video for you, and then this also, I can't control the weather, right? Like, sometimes I understand that things are just like that, and there's not much that I can put control in, such as my environment. Sometimes you can't move because you don't have that currency. Sometimes you don't have the time. Maybe you can't control the weather. I really wish I could, but instead I try to focus on, you know, this is temporarily, and try to understand these are just feelings that will go away as well. And the second part is also being able to understand that I don't have control of everything, right? I really don't. Like, we really don't. Like, some things we're just out of our control. We can't control what people say to us, do to us. Sometimes we can't even control where we live, and sometimes we're a little bit stuck in situations that are currently not ideal for us. But the ways that we can control and the things that we can control is ourselves and how we perceive life and our feelings. Honestly, sometimes the very few things I can control is that how I react and how I respond is extremely important. Now I came to a place where a lot of things in my life are not worth responding to. Like, FYI, the times that I responded to places that honestly were not necessary has always cost me the most. It's always extremely expensive. I hate signing up for things that I really don't feel like it was necessary. Sometimes, I don't know, this might become back to your self-esteem problem. Maybe you have to always want to people please everyone. But to be honest, like, it could be really expensive. Sometimes I just decide not to respond to a lot of things that are just not worth my effort. And I think that you should consider that too. Like, who in this world is worth responding to, or situations, and if you can respond to those people, they're a cost or a pro. Like, I kind of think about it in that way, because reality, like, we don't have a lot of time and energy here for everyone and everything, so we have to decide like what is really worth it to us. Okay, so the last part is being stressed. You have to accept your feelings. Like, literally, you have to accept sometimes you're stressed. When I'm stressed out, I guess some people are like, oh, don't worry about it, focus on something else. And I think it's yes, that's 100% true. But understanding that you're stressed and you understand that you feel that way is actually really important, because you must acknowledge how you feel before you can change your feelings. Like, sometimes I get stressed out and I don't know the hell why. So if I didn't recognize I was stressed and I also didn't know what for, like, I will probably cause a lot of trouble for a lot of people. Like, I'll probably stress other people out, right? So the truth, being able to be self-aware of your feelings and letting that process is really important, and understanding where that comes from is also key to where you can change a lot of things. Like, for example, I notice I get real stressed out when people are blowing up my phone. Like, now I only respond to people at a certain time in my day. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I also don't give out like my personal phone number for my business. I keep my contacts actually separate too. And that's actually extremely helpful to me, because I turn off my phone at a certain time and I get to spend time doing things that I really want instead of my work, my business, right? Like, I don't like my business and business folks hitting me up on my personal number. Like, it gets really, disorganized, and I also, like, I feel like I can't go to sleep. Like, honestly, like, I'm on 24-hour mode when I work on my business. But anyway, something like that, creating boundaries and being understand that there's separation in your life, and being able to see that, like, or create those structures for you is extremely important when it comes to stress. But also where it comes from, again, like, understanding, like, I'm really stressed out in these specific situations, and when that happens, you get to either, one, do less of those stressful situations, and two, if you can't really do less of those stressful situations, learn that I know I'm going to be in a stressful situation, so you can actually prepare yourself to be a little less stressed. Like, mentally, you kind of have to prepare yourself when you go to stressful situations. Like, for example, I can't completely avoid everyone 24 hours. Like, I really wish I could, but to be honest, I need to interact with people at some kind of level, not only for my health wise, but two, it actually is part of my job. Sometimes it is one of the most awesome part of my job, and sometimes it's not. But to be honest, like, being able to understand that sometimes you have to enter a stressful situation and you mentally prepare yourself, things go a lot more easier. I actually have to sometimes go to stressful situations, and I actually try to reframe my situation a little differently, and that kind of helped me cope with it. Like, for example, if I was going to get invited to a big large event, instead of me worrying about, oh, there's going to be a shitload of people and I might get really anxious and nervous, I try to focus like, well, there's might be opportunities. I meet a friend, maybe there's really great food there, or I get to connect and actually do things what I really want to do during that setting. So reframing the situation is extremely important. Well, I think that's really all it when it comes to managing stress. Reality, your stress do come from your external environment. It can come from influences. It can come from actions of what you're currently doing. And it can also just be coming from your own thoughts and beliefs about certain situations. We can't really determine what is extremely stressful to us until we come down to the core and really understand and process our feelings. Sometimes places that used to be extremely stressful to me are no longer stressful to me. Actually, that's when I learned to evolve. Some of your problems are actually not really problems for other people. And I learned this very, very quickly. It might make a whole nother video, but when you evolve as a person and you're bigger than your problems, a lot of those normal, real common problems are not problems to you anymore. And I think when you become bigger than your problems, the less problems you have and less stress you have. I'm not telling you you're going to get rid of all your stress. FYI, your stress never goes away. There might even be good stress, actually. I don't know about that, but like I probably make a whole video about how good stress, having stress in your life sometimes is the cost of having a better life. People don't know that because you can't always be smooth sailing, right? Anyways, I'll make another video about that. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for tuning my video. I will see you guys next time. Oh my god, it's sunny now. It's sunny now. Like, it's so crazy how the weather changes, right? Anyways, I gotta go. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.